Before we step any further into this reflection, give yourself permission to connect deeply with your physical body. Gently lower your gaze or close your eyes if you feel completely safe doing so. Take a slow, grounding breath through your nose, drawing the quiet energy of this present moment deep into your lungs. Hold it gently at the top, allowing the stillness to expand. Now, exhale softly and slowly through your mouth, letting your chest completely loosen, your shoulders drop, and the hidden tension in your body melt away. Let this breath serve as a biological bridge, carrying your awareness away from the chaotic noise of your thoughts and down into the steady rhythm of your physical form. One of the most profoundly misunderstood aspects of chronic overthinking is that it is rarely ever about what is actually happening in the present moment. Overthinking is an emotional time traveler. It lives almost exclusively in the unchangeable past or the unpredictable future. It is obsessed with what was or what might be. The human mind frantically flees the present moment because something about the raw present feels too quiet, too dangerously uncertain, or too deeply vulnerable to handle. So, to protect itself from that vulnerability, the mind fills the empty space with deafening cognitive noise. But your true healing begins the exact moment you learn to notice that noise without letting it guide your actions. It begins the moment you consciously shift from being completely immersed inside your thoughts to observing them from a safe, compassionate distance. It is the moment you can step back, take a breath, and softly say to your anxious mind, "This is just a temporary thought. It is not the absolute truth. This is a wave of fear. It is not a guaranteed prophecy. This is a learned survival pattern. It is not my core identity." Overthinking beautifully creates a powerful cognitive illusion. It convinces you that you must think more, analyze harder, and worry longer in order to finally feel safe. But in reality, the exact opposite is true. The more you think from a baseline of fear, the less safe your nervous system feels. Your mind enters a violent downward spiral because it can never find the absolute, guaranteed certainty it is frantically searching for. Real internal certainty does not come from thinking harder or solving every potential problem. It comes from learning to trust your own resilience in the midst of uncertainty. We must recognize that overthinking doesn't just live as an abstract concept in your mind. It physically settles into your physical body too. It leaves a somatic footprint. You might feel it as a sudden, heavy pressure in your chest, where the very air around you feels thick and difficult to draw in. You might feel it in your shoulders, which stay painfully tight, locked, and elevated even when absolutely nothing stressful or dangerous is happening in the room. Or you might feel it deep in your stomach, where unease sits like a cold, quiet, twisting knot. Your physical body reacts as if something terrible is actively happening, even when the external world around you is completely calm, peaceful, and still. That's because chronic overthinking directly activates the exact same primitive stress response systems designed to protect our ancestors from life-threatening physical predators. Your mind imagines a terrifying future threat, and your loyal body instantly responds as if that threat is a physical reality happening right now. This is the exact reason why overthinking leaves you feeling so utterly, profoundly exhausted at the end of the day. You are running an intense, emotional marathon without ever moving your feet. When the mental loops begin to spin, your breath naturally becomes shallow and restricted to the top of your chest. Your muscles tighten into defensive armor. Your heart beats faster, pumping stress hormones through your bloodstream. Your nervous system shifts entirely into high alert survival mode. And here is the trap. The more your body physically reacts, the more your hypervigilant mind interprets those physical sensations as absolute, undeniable proof that something is terribly wrong. This creates a vicious, exhausting cycle. Anxious thoughts trigger painful bodily sensations. Those bodily sensations fuel even more terrifying thoughts, and round the spiral goes, trapping you in your own biology. Breaking this somatic cycle requires awareness, never force. You cannot violently fight your way out of a nervous system response. One of the most effective, scientifically proven ways to instantly interrupt this looping cycle is through grounding your physical body in the absolute present. Your anxious mind will always try to spiral into a scary future or retreat into a painful past. But your physical body can only ever exist in the exact present moment. Your body is your ultimate anchor to reality. When you deliberately bring your attention back to your physical form, you successfully pull your consciousness out of the mental storm. Try this gentle, somatic practice with me right now. Place one warm hand on your chest, right over your heart, and place your other hand softly on your stomach. Breathe in slowly and deeply through your nose, intentionally sending the air down into your abdomen until you can feel your lower hand rise gently against your palm. Now, exhale even slower than you inhaled, letting the air completely empty out. As you practice this deep, rhythmic breathing, remember that you are not aggressively trying to force your thoughts to stop. That will only create more resistance. Instead, you are using your breath to send a direct biological signal to your nervous system. You are reminding your body that right here, in this exact second, you are completely safe. And when the body feels safe, the mind naturally softens its tight grip. You are retraining your system to remember that calm is always possible. If this somatic journey helped soothe your nervous system today, consider subscribing and return to this safe space whenever your body forgets what safety feels like.